The NHL Entry Draft is the most exciting part of the year for any lottery team in the league. As the draft approaches, more attention is put into those rankings lists since fans just want to know what to expect and what to get excited for when it's their turn on the draft clock. For a good number of drafts, the number 1 overall pick is safely decided months in advance as there is generally a consensus. But there is the odd occasion that the number 1 projected pick swaps over just a couple months in advance before the draft date. This season in the 2019 draft, we may be seeing another one of those late month swaps in draft rankings for the right to be drafted first overall. And while of course the first overall pick can depend on a team's need, generally a smart team will pick the outright best player. Because why wouldn't you? You have the pick of the litter. But in regards to the 2019 NHL Entry Draft, it looked like Jack Hughes was the consensus number 1 overall pick. But up until recently, it looks like he may have to wait until the number 2 pick to hear his name called, as Finnish forward Kaapo Kakko has surged up the prospect rankings lists everywhere. It's generally pretty hard to dislodge a player from the number 1 spot since a lot of experts have had them pegged in there for a number of years leading up to the draft. So you can expect that Kakko has had an exceptional draft eligible year. So what has made Kakko so impressive to scouts and hockey pundits? Well, to put it simply, his stat line is insane for a player of his age. In the 2018-19 season, playing for TPS of the Finnish Liga, which is the top flight of professional hockey in Finland, Kaapo Kakko put up 38 points in 45 games played, with 22 of those points being goals. And in 5 playoff games for TPS, Kakko was a point per game player, scoring 5 points, 4 goals in 5 playoff games. He did all of this as a 17-18-year-old against fully developed male professionals, which is an outstanding feat. In fact, Kakko actually set the record for most goals in a Liga season by a player at the age of 18 or below, with his 22-goal year. This was 1 goal better than the previous record holder Alexander Barkov, who scored 21 goals in the 2012-2013 season, but he did that in 53 games, 8 more games than Kakko. And as we all know, Alex Barkov is an elite game-changing player in the NHL already. Other notable players on the list include Patrik Laine and his 17 goals in 46 games, and Michael Granlund with his 13 goals in 43 games played. If we compare Kakko's draft-eligible season to some other great Finns and their draft-eligible seasons, we can see that he's outperformed the Liga seasons of Mikko Rantanen, Patrik Laine, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Kakko is an extremely gifted player who plays on the wing right now, but his skating and strength is so versatile that if he needs to move to center, he probably could. Now, I think a lot of the worry is about Kakko's consistency, since by being a European skater, there isn't a lot known about him. But he did win the gold medal at the World Juniors, getting 5 points in 7 games, and he also won a gold medal at the U18 World Juniors, getting 10 points in 7 games played there. His development track took him through multiple levels of the TPS system. For the TPS U20 squad, in 45 games played, he put up 59 points, and in 41 games played for the TPS U18 squad, he put up 52 points. No matter what level of play he's been at, he's played with significantly better competition, and he's always adapted extremely well. So we can probably assume that Kakko is going to be an elite player in the NHL, but can he hit that illustrious status of being called generational? Now, this term gets thrown out a lot, but players like Crosby and McDavid 100% deserve to be called generational. But can Kakko stand next to these two giants? To say it quickly, I'm going to have to say no, and here's why. First off, a lot of these quote-unquote generational players have the name recognition attached to them. We knew who Sidney Crosby was and who Connor McDavid were when they were around 14 years of age, and that helps a lot with building the hype. Secondly, these generational players can turn the tide of the entire game at will. And while there are a lot of elite players out there, a generational player is unmatched compared to about 99.9% of the league. However, as it currently stands with Kaapo Kakko, I do truly believe that he has the chance to be one of the greatest hockey talents to come out of Finland. And that's saying something considering the amount of unreal players that come out from the Finnish program. His numbers speak for themselves, and his closest peer is probably Alex Barkov. So to put it all together, no, Kaapo Kakko is probably not a generational player in regards to the entire hockey world. But he probably is a generational player when you look at the Finnish hockey system as a whole. And that's still saying a lot. So don't be surprised if on draft day you hear a team call Kaapo Kakko's name at first overall. I hope you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.